Hey everyone, and welcome. So today, we're going to dive into one of the most complex and honestly most vital systems on the entire planet, the engine that actually feeds India. We're talking about a massive story of policy, risk, and of course, the incredible food that ends up on all of our plates. Let's get right into it.
Really? It all comes down to this one single, massive question. How do you do it? How do you feed 1.4 times billion people and at the same time support the millions and millions of farmers who make it all possible? This isn't just about food, it's about livelihoods, it's about stability, and the answer is this fascinating mix of safety nets and really smart strategic planning. And just to give you a sense of the scale we're dealing with, look at this number. India is number 2. Second in the entire world for producing both rice and wheat, the absolute staples of the diet. Now, an incredible output like this, it doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of a very carefully designed system.
So how does this system actually work? Well, the first big pillar is all about guaranteeing the price. Farming is just so unpredictable. You could have a fantastic harvest, a bumper crop, and then, paradoxically, prices crash, and that hurts the very farmers who did all the work. To protect them from that, you need a safety net.
Okay, and this right here is the cornerstone of that safety net. It's called the minimum support price, or MSP. The best way to think of it is like a promise from the government that says, hey, no matter how low the market prices fall, we guarantee you at least this minimum price for your crop. But here's the detail you really have to catch. It's a policy, it's not a law, and that distinction is absolutely crucial.
And believe me, the safety net is huge. It's not just for the big guys like wheat and rice. The MSP umbrella actually covers over 22 different crops. It spans the summer Kharif season, the winter Rabi season, plus some really key commercial crops. The whole idea is to encourage farmers to grow a wide variety of things.
But MSP isn't the only game in town. For sugarcane farmers, there's something totally different, and it's called the Fair and Remunerative Price, or FRP. And this is where you see a really important difference. While MSP is a policy, FRP is an actual law. That means sugar mills are legally required to pay it. And get this, they have to pay it fast, within 14 days.
So this really gets to the heart of the matter. You have two key price supports, but they operate in completely different ways. One, the MSP, is a policy. It's a promise from the government to step in and buy. The other, the FRP, is a law. It's a legal command for private businesses to pay up. Two different tools, but they're both working towards the same essential goal, giving farmers some security.
All right, so having a guaranteed price is awesome, but what about everything else? What about all the other risks? We're talking weather, pests, natural disasters. A good price means absolutely nothing if your entire crop gets wiped out. And that brings us to the second pillar of this whole system, managing all those unpredictable risks. I mean, this is the question, right? The one that keeps every single farmer up at night. You can do everything perfectly. You can prep the soil, you can use the best seeds, but you just can't control the weather. You need some kind of shield to protect you against the unpredictable.
And a huge part of that shield is crop insurance. So how does it work? Well, those small, colorful slices represent the fixed, super low premiums that farmers themselves pay. And that massive yellow slice, that's the government subsidy. The government basically pays the rest, absorbing the bulk of the cost to make sure insurance is affordable and accessible for everybody.
But it's not just about disaster. You also need capital, right? Financial fuel to just keep the farm running. That's where the Kisan Credit Card, or KCC, comes in. It gives farmers easy access to credit. But here's the really smart part. It rewards good behavior. If you repay your loan on time, you get an incentive that drops your effective interest rate down to just 4%. It's a simple but really powerful tool.
And finally, of course, you've got the digital age. Risk isn't just about weather anymore, it's also about information and market access. For way too long, farmers were kind of stuck with whatever price their local market offered. ENAM, the National Agriculture Market, is a total game changer. It's this one single online marketplace connecting markets all over the country, letting farmers sell to the highest bidder, wherever they may be. It's all about making sure they get a truly fair price.
All right, so you've got stable prices, you've got risks under control. What does that all lead to? Well, this foundation lets farmers produce an absolutely incredible bounty. So now, let's look at the actual results of this agricultural engine, the food that makes it onto our plates. Okay, let's talk about the big three staples. First, you've got rice. It's a Kharif crop, loves that hot, humid weather, and India is actually the world's largest exporter. Then you have wheat, a rabi crop that prefers cooler, sunny days and really needs those golden drops of winter rain to thrive. And then you've got millets. These things are incredibly resilient and can grow in tough, sandy soils where other grains would just fail. And millets are having a huge comeback. They've been rebranded as Sri Anna, which means the mother of all grains, and for good reason. They are an absolute nutritional powerhouse. We're talking high in calcium, packed with iron, and they're naturally gluten-free. It really represents a shift back to more traditional, climate-smart farming.
But wait, it's not just about grains. Here's a stat that might actually blow your mind. India doesn't just dominate the global spice trade, it pretty much is the spice trade. It produces 75 of the 109 varieties listed globally, making it the largest producer, the largest consumer, and the largest exporter on the planet. Just incredible.
And how do you even begin to manage all of this? Well, it's done through this whole network of specialized commodity boards. There are boards for everything, from rubber and coffee to tobacco and spices. Each one basically acts like a dedicated CEO for its specific crop. They handle everything, from quality control and research all the way to promoting exports, guiding that product's journey from a farm in India to markets all around the world.
Wow. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground here. We've gone from the price safety nets all the way to the incredible variety of crops. So let's try to bring it all together and think about what this all means for the future.
So when you step back and look at the big picture, you can really see how the whole engine works. India's agricultural success is built on these key interlocking pillars. You've got a price safety net to give farmers stability, you've got a risk shield to protect them from the unpredictable, and you've got modern online markets to ensure they get fair value. All of that together is what creates the harvest that feeds over 1 billion people.
But here's the final crucial thought I want to leave you with. This incredible, robust system, it was designed to solve the food security challenges of the last century. But today, the challenges are different. We're facing rising temperatures, unpredictable monsoons, and all kinds of new climate pressures. So the real question is, how will this amazing engine need to change and adapt to keep feeding India for the next 100 years? That is the challenge ahead. Thanks for diving into this with me.